Welcome to Explainer Insight. Today, I'm going to explain a drama film called Indivisible released in the year 2016. So, let's begin. Daisy and Viola are conjoined twin sisters living in the suburbs of Naples. Being joined at the hips has allowed them to become one personality and allow them to feel each other's emotions. For instance, Daisy feels sick in the stomach when Viola eats. The twins, who will soon be 18 years old, are the family breadwinners. They make money by singing at events such as first communions, weddings, and christenings. Their parents are in charge of organizing the events for them. Their dad, Pepe, is a depressed poet who writes songs for them and uses them as a means of earning money. The twins are obligated to do whatever their father tells them to do. The girls can't sing the songs they want to. They don't have cell phones and they don't have access to their own money. On the bright side, PFA takes a portion of their earnings and deposits it in the bank for the girls. The film begins with dawn breaking on a beach with bonfires where people are returning home. Daisy and Viola are sleeping when their alcoholic mom, Teddy, arrives to wake them up and serve them coffee. After a while they get ready and leave for a private party in a van that has Indivisible written on it. Next, the party they attend turns out to be a first communion for a little girl. Pepe has a plan. Titty is to seduce Father Salvatore to sell the tickets to the Sunday concert in the church. The girls are to touch old people, mongoloid kids, or losers, because twins are thought to be lucky and healing. They bring miracles in people there. The twins meet Marco Ferreira, a wealthy man who shows interest in the twins, particularly Daisy. He offers his business card and tries to persuade them to work for him to entice them. He claims he'd cut his head off for a woman like Daisy. Soon they sing one of their hits, Indivisible, during the communion. Later that evening, while they are walking on the beach, Daisy is seen memorizing Marco's cell phone number. When Viola asks, she replies that it might be handy. Even though the sisters are twins, they have clearly distinct personalities. Viola enjoys sweets and is more compliant in nature, whereas Daisy enjoys alcohol and she's a dreamer and somewhat rebellious. Following the Sunday concert, Father Salvatore decides to construct a new church dedicated to the twins. During the conversation, Dr. Fasano, who works in Switzerland, joins them. He looks at the twins and asks why they were not separated at birth. He blames their parents for forcing the daughters to live as handicapped. He then offers to examine them for free and leaves his card. Viola pays no mind to him, but Daisy is intrigued by what he has sent. She later requests to see the doctor's card, but Pepe refuses. She is, however, adamant about seeing the doctor the next day. Viola believes that they cannot be separated as they already know. Daisy, on the other hand, is skeptical and doesn't want to accept it blindly because they have never heard a real doctor say no. Daisy anticipates living life like normal people. Meanwhile, Pepe is determined not to give her the card later as a form of rebellion. Daisy refuses to sing at a marriage proposal until their father agrees to give the doctor's card to sympathizing with the daughters, takes the card from him and gives it to Daisy. The next day they go to a doctor for Sancho's clinic and get examined. Viola is still reluctant about it and she thinks Daisy wants to get separated because of Marco Ferrari. Following an examination, the doctor concludes that the twins share a vast network of capillaries that connect their bodies as one, explaining why they share sensations. However, the separation through operation is possible because they don't share any vital organs, he says. They'll have to travel to Geneva for the operation. He also mentions that he won't charge them anything except $20,000 for the trip to Switzerland. Anesthetics and the operating room. Hearing this from the doctor, Daisy takes a sigh of relief. Later that night, Pepe and Daisy get into a heated argument. She expects him to agree to the operation and provide needed money. The father claims they don't have any money, but the daughter knows they did well the previous year. He calls her out on her ingratitude, which enrages Daisy even more. She claims he's turned them into sideshow freaks and demands her share of the money. Pepe claims there is no money and she blames him for gambling it all away. He then forcefully sends the girls to bed after they start crying. Next, he believes Pepe lied to the daughters about not having money because he cares about them and is afraid of losing them. On the contrary, Pepe has really lost all the money in gambling. He is furious and accuses her of giving birth to the conjoined twins. He claims it was caused by her being drunk during her pregnancy. She is taken aback hearing this from her husband. She then discovers that he has indeed lost the money while gambling. Pepe claims that he has the right to do whatever he wants with the money because he wrote the songs. Following that, Viola confronts Daisy about her feelings for Marco. She admits it and says she wants to live her life without affecting Viola. Viola, on the other hand, believes that they must accept their fate because they were born this way. The next morning, when HT goes to wake the daughters up, she finds the bed empty. Meanwhile, the twins have escaped with a scooter and a cell phone and are on their way to manage money on their own. They intend to pay a visit to Father Salvatore. On the way, Daisy expresses her desire to visit Los Angeles. On the other hand, everyone in the house is tense about the situation. And Pepe once again get into an argument about money. He goes on to accuse his wife of extramarital affairs. Later, they both set on a journey looking for the daughters. Next, Father Salvatore refuses to help them with the money for the surgery and persuade them to stay as they are. He also tries to scare them, saying life will be harder for them afterwards. Then he dismisses them by saying he's too busy to discuss this. Actually, he is an opportunist and intends to collect donations using the twins after Salvatore denies to help. Daisy texts Marco Ferrari. Meanwhile, Viola is still unable to accept the idea of being separated from her sister because she is emotionally attached to her. She insists that she also has the right to make decisions and suggests that they return home. But Daisy is reluctant and tries to persuade her that everything is for their benefit. They have an argument in which Daisy almost becomes violent out of desperation and scares Viola. She threatens to separate them on her own and takes a sharp object from the ground. Finally, Viola confesses that she is afraid that if they split up, Daisy will abandon her. After a while, they make up and continue walking soon after. Daisy gets a text back from Marco. He sends a man to pick them up in a skiff at Turno. Then a boat takes them to a ship. In the meantime, Pepe and Tai are still looking for the girls. Pepe asks a boatman to take him to Tortuga, but the man refuses because he is tired, even when he offers to pay €100. The man refuses him, has had enough of her husband's behavior and decides to leave him alone. She claims that because the girls are adults, they can do whatever they want. She walks away, leaving him there alone when the sisters arrive at Marco's ship. He greets them cheerfully. He then offers them drinks, which Daisy accepts. But Viola declines. Viola tells Daisy to talk about the money, but the latter is hesitant to do so because she likes the men reluctantly. Daisy says that they will sign with him and asks for an advance, to which she agrees. They dance together before we take the twins to a room and hands them $20,000 in cash. He then offers them additional drinks and begins kissing Daisy once he becomes drunk. Viola tries her best to ignore them, but she feels so uncomfortable that she asks him to bring some peach tea. Irritated by her demand, Marco leaves to bring the tea. Once they are alone, she tries to bring Daisy back to reality. She claims that they cannot allow him to take advantage of them for money. Fortunately, the girls come to an agreement and they flee the ship with the money. Next, Viola persuades Daisy to jump into the ocean, claiming that it is better to die with dignity than to live being used by such a prick. She tries to keep her spirits up despite her own fear. They then begin to swim towards the city lights as the girls drown in the ocean. All of the money is scattered in the water. Next, Pepe and Father Salvatore find the girls unconscious on the shore and carry them to the van. Pepe says that they will not be able to attend the laying of the first stone of the church as planned earlier. However, the father says that the twins are a sinner and have to show the pertinence of their act, so they'll have to attend the ceremony anyhow. On the big day, Pepe prepares the girls. The girls are awake, but almost oblivious to the surrounding. He then uses ice cubes to numb their hands before cutting their palm with a knife to spill some blood. Later, they are taken to the ceremony. In the ceremony, Father Salvatore preaches. The sisters sing as they walk through the crowd and people touch them for good luck and healing. Just then, someone deliberately presses at Viola's palm wound and Pepe has to intervene when the crowd is distracted. Daisy pulls out a knife from her sleeve and stabs herself. Viola cries as they carry the twins to the hospital. After a while, we see Viola lying alone on a hospital bed, implying that the twins have been separated. She then gets out of bed and walks around the building looking for Daisy. She eventually finds her twin cuddles up next to her and sings Daisy. Sensing her presence begins to sing as well. The movie ends with the twins singing together, suggesting that they really are indivisible, whether they are adjoined or separated. That was all from the video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. Also, leave a comment if you want us to explain your favorite movie. Until next time, take care.